Hi, I'm Jory, and welcome to my channel. In this video, I am speaking on spiritual messages, downloads, and insight I am receiving from divine source, higher dimensional realms, and from my spirit guides. Now, for the messages that are wanting to be received for this particular reading, take what resonates and leave the rest. So now I am feeling guided to shuffle the traditional tarot and see what messages are aligned with this reading. Well, I am actually feeling guided to continue to channel messages for the reading titled A Divine Message for a Rare Soul, this twin flame message here. And I left off after turning over the Nine of Swords in the reverse position. And I'm sensing that this card is showing up to speak to, again, this message of your twin flame reaching out to you in some way or wanting to reach out to you, having this feeling, this urge to connect with you, whether this is telepathic communication happening as you are always communicating telepathically with your twin flame, or whether this is about a more physical communication in the sense of connecting on the physical plane and establishing some kind of connection through some physical means. And I'm getting that this is what this card is showing up to speak as, to speak to. And this card also represents the element of air. So I'm getting that there is something that is wanting to be received, some message from your twin flame, your high level soulmate, that I'm sensing some conversation wanting to occur that is aligned with your soul and that liberates you in a more profound way on your spiritual path and soul journey. There is a element of doing justice to yourself as well. The Justice card also representing the element of air. There is an element of justice in doing yourself justice by communicating in an open and honest way with your twin flame. And I'm getting that you are both mutually open to this at this point in your spiritual path and soul journey, where you quite literally can't get each other off your hearts, off your every day, every moment to moment thought. And I'm just feeling the intensity of this love, not a part of some kind of fleeting emotion, which I'm sensing that this has never been the case, even if one or both of you thought that these feelings might fade. I'm getting a divine feminine coming through actually, who from the moment you connected, whether this be energetically, spiritually, or in the physical, this divine feminine knew exactly who you were at a soul level and was so deeply moved by your presence, by your energy. They literally felt nothing, and still feel nothing like how they feel about you. Nothing moves them in the way that you move them. And now that I'm speaking to this, I'm sensing that this is something that both of you feel, and that both of you initially felt, even if this was subconsciously for one of you. Even if one of you thought that these feelings were fleeting and would somehow change with time, somehow lessen with time. I'm getting that this divine feminine actually, and both of you have this divine feminine aspect in this state of equilibrium. So I'm getting that this divine feminine and one of you in this connection, and I'm saying one of you, I'm sensing that this divine feminine consciously was aware of how deeply you affected them and that these feelings were in fact not going to fade. And I'm getting that this is something that they try to run away from. They try to lessen the pain of any kind of separation, of any kind of attachment, let's say, by doing things that didn't reveal how deeply they really felt, or trying to do this, attempting to do this, and not succeeding in hiding their emotions. I'm sensing that your twin flame can sense even when you are trying to put on and act a mode where you are trying to bypass your own emotions, your own feelings that are happening on a deep soul level that are coming up for you. And this is exactly what was happening. And I'm sensing strongly that this divine feminine knew that if you would ever separate in your life, if you would ever experienced some kind of separation, I'm sensing if you were connecting physically, that they would completely have this breakdown. And I'm sensing that this Nine of Swords in the upright position is resonating with this, as well as in the reverse position, speaking to inner, inner turmoil. And in the upright position, this person I'm sensing feels a separation, a seemingly separation phase in this connection as traumatic. They experience this as traumatic. I'm getting that they felt this deeply. They knew that they felt this deeply when you first became aware of each other's presence here. And so this, I'm sensing, I'm getting that this divine feminine, one or both of you I'm sensing, I keep saying divine feminine, but I'm getting that the divine feminine or one of you in this connection was conscious of just how deeply this would affect you before it happened. You could foresee, you, something in you clicked and just knew that you would have this reaction to some separation phase because of how deeply you fell in love upon meeting, upon interacting energetically, spiritually, physically. And so they responded to this emotion of not being able to live without you initially, even even the first moment of connecting with you spiritually, energetically, physically, they began to act on this worry, this fear of having to let you go. And this is something that they never planned on doing after coming into this connection, after realizing how deeply this love is moving them. This Ten of Cups in the upright position, strongly resonating with this message, speaking to divine love, alignment, fulfillment. They could feel all this initially. They could foresee, I'm getting, they received glimpses of this future timeline. So I'm getting that this is also what was, this is also connecting with the message that opened this reading in the video section. Part one of this reading speaks to you foreseeing this future timeline that you are currently on. And I'm sensing that this is one or both of you in this connection upon energetically connecting spiritually and also in the physical, if you are connecting or have connected in the physical. Yeah, so I'm sensing that you were responding to worry even before this separation or having to release some aspect of the connection happened. This person seeing glimpses of this future timeline understood on a deep, deep level that you were meant to be in their life, but couldn't really foresee how everything would unfold, unravel here in this connection, how things would fall into place, how things would come together, but they could see they got glimpses and insight into the final stage, let's say, of this connection. And no other person in their life has brought this kind of insight, a kind of awakening, a third eye chakra activation and opening. I'm sensing really a Kundalini awakening here, and a spiritual experience. I'm getting a spiritual phenomenon, and I'm receiving insight to channel further into this aspect of the reading as I can get deeply into the messages about this very spiritual phenomenon that only twin flames experience. Only twin flames experience this kind of foreseeing these deep, deep emotions for their divine counterpart, for each other, even if you barely know each other on the physical plane. Energetically, spiritually, you have this awareness, this consciousness of having met, having interacted, your souls being so very familiar with each other. This is where this Six of Cups is strongly resonating for this message, speaking to familiarity. Your souls so familiar with each other in the sense that you share the same soul. You come into interaction, into connecting, collide with this person in however way you have, and immediately they are a part of your whole story, your whole soul story, as you share the same soul. And once you collide, there is no way that you are desiring to not be connected.